Welcome to this episode of the Harpreet Singh Show. I'm your host Harpreet Singh from Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. In today's program, we'll be talking to Mr. Dileep Nigam, who is a motivational speaker, a success coach, and an author. And our focus will be as to how to invest in the equity of a relationship. So basically, everybody wants to have great relations. But what is it that we need to put into it so that those relations can flourish and prosper? We'll be focusing on this aspect. Let's go over to Mr. Dileep Nigam and continue with our discussion. Mr. Dileep Nigam, good evening. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, RPG. Thank you for inviting me.
Welcome. So today I would like to know from your expertise and your knowledge as to when we talk about having good relationships, how can we develop those good relations?
It's very critical, as you said in that title of the program today, equity. I would call relationships is really an equity which will pay for the rest of the life. We have to understand that. We sometimes take these relationships very easy, casually, but I think it's high time that we change our attitude toward this subject. Now, I'll give you an example, a simple example. And you know what, before I go into that, my coach and mentor, John Maxwell, said something very interesting, which I want to read. And he said, people don't care how much you know unless they know how much you care.
Mm-hmm.
A very profound statement.
Right.
And if we can embrace this statement for our life, the life will completely change for good. You can take it this way. And before I will just give you a small example or a live story from my career scenario that about 4 years back, I used to work for BC Hydro, as you know. When I was working, within 2 years of joining BC Hydro, there was a position advertised for the level of management, for the level of manager of team. So I said, sure, I applied for it. Now, there were people in the team who were actually living, they were working with me, my peers, and they were in the company for over 7 to 10 years. And I had just joined the company, almost just joined the company. They also applied for the position. Interesting, as you would possibly guess, I was selected for that position today. Now, these peers will be reporting to me, and they were all way senior than me. And interesting, the human behavior goes. They were all tied up and ganged up literally against me. They were always creating negatives about me, talking negative about me, and it was a very negative scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Now I faced that, and I had to figure. Of course, HR was with me on that subject, but then I had to figure out my own strategies. And I just give you one instance. There were a couple of people, but I just give you one instance of handling one very negative person. And I used personal meetings with them, weekly review meetings with them, and maybe bi-weekly review meetings with them, and I will call them and talk to them. How is the progress going? What's the feedback from the clients and all that? Mm-hmm. And at that stage, one person was very negative. I just asked him, how is it going what's your plan for future? Like 5 years from now, where do you see yourself from now? He said, I want to be a manager of the team. Mm-hmm. in this company or any other company. And I said, okay, so what are you doing for that? I'm doing my MBA. I said, awesome, great to hear that. I knew that you are doing an MBA, but how is it going? Are you finding any challenges? He said, yeah, my challenges is that when I have exam, I have hardly any time. I said, I want to make an offer to you. Whenever you have an exam, you have the liberty of working half a day that day. You can compensate the rest of the half day some other time, but you take that liberty of taking a half day off that day.
Right.
Without being charged on you. And you can prepare yourself so you possibly will have some more flexibility. Will it help you? He said, absolutely, it will help me a lot. Okay. I said, apart from the MBA program, what do you think are the areas you would like to develop yourself to be ready for the next position? Is there any course or a program you would like to undertake? He said, yes, I would like to undertake a program on conflict resolution. I said, okay, great. You know what? You go and figure out a professional program. How much would it cost? He says, about $500. I said, don't worry about it. I'll sponsor it for you. Mm-hmm. Okay, company will pay that for you and you will take care of that. You know what? That one meeting completely changed the dimension of our relationships.
Right.
And it basically identifies and proves that point which John Maxwell said. What matters is not about what you know. What matters is how much you care.
Absolutely.
That sense of care and connection came to him. And I just told him at the end of the meeting, I told him one sentence. I just want to assure you one thing. I'm with you in your success journey.
Right.
That one statement of assurance to him removed the word of competition with me. I was already in the saddle. He had to report to me, but then now his attitude changed, completely changed. That is the what is called caring about people.
That's
You
very
know,
true, Mr. Nigam.
yeah,
That's a very important, profound statement that you have made, and especially what John Maxwell says, how much you care for others. But of late, as the society is developing, what we are seeing, there is something different. We always compare ourselves with the past times and we say, look at those times, earlier people used to care for each other, they used to respect each other. These days, relationships is just it's for granted, and it's more of the commerce aspect which gets involved. I am going to be aligned with Dileep Nigam only if, for example, if I'm a realtor or if I'm an insurance broker or whatever I'm doing. My interest in having friendship with you is that my business prospers. And that is the general statement which you also must be hearing everywhere. What do you have to say about this?
see, it's very simple. A lot of time, our thought process and mindset is on a short-term gain. As I said, in equity, you invest money in an equity and you can't expect return tomorrow. Some of the equities are short-term equity and some of the equities are long-term equities. Depends upon what you are focused on. What you said, people are a lot of time focused on short-term gains. They don't have the mentality of long-term. They need to really think that real relationship is a long-term equity. You invest now, but you reap rewards for the rest of your life. That's the key point here.
Right.
Okay, so we have to treat it differently. We have to understand that. And now another point here, RPG, as you said, people behave that way. Sure. Is it in your hand to control the behavior of the people?
No.
No. What is in your hand is how you
Your
react to
own
them
reactions, absolutely.
and how you manage your own self. Do you have a sense of gratitude for your children who take care of you and love you selflessly?
Right.
Do you have a sense of gratitude? I wrote today in my gratitude journal, which I do every single day. I write 10 gratitudes every single day after waking up. And I wrote in that, I'm grateful to Harpreet for being one of my best friends. Now, I'm not expecting anything, but it's my heart which says that. Do you say that for your wife? Do you say that for your friends who helped you sometime, even 5 years earlier, 10 years earlier? Did you express that gratitude? Because it's like that. Law of attraction says one thing. You like attracts like.
Absolutely.
The kind of feelings. Yes.
That's a great thing what you have mentioned about gratitude. That is the most important aspect of anyone's life, but we forget about it. It's again time for a short break, Mr. Nigam. Let's go for a break. We'll be back and we'll start our discussion from here only where we are leaving it. Because until unless the foundation is strong, you cannot have a good construction on that. So similarly, relationships also require some hard work from your side, because it's always, we expect from others that he has not or she has not done this for me. But the way you are explaining that it all depends upon us, how we create that foundation, and then we start developing on that. So we'll be back and we'll continue with the discussion.
ਕੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਰੀ, ਡੈਲਟਾ, ਰਿਚਮੰਡ, ਐਬਸਫੋਰਡ ਜਾਂ ਵੈਂਕੂਵਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਵਾਂ ਘਰ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਬਾਰੇ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਰੈਨੋਵੇਟ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ? ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਤਜਰਬੇਕਾਰ ਬਿਲਡਰ, ਇੱਕ ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟਿਵ ਇੰਟੀਰੀਅਰ ਡਿਜ਼ਾਈਨਰ ਦੀ, ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਹੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਗਾਈਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਣ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਉਸਾਰ ਸਕਣ। ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਜਾਂ ਸੰਦੀਪ 6048259295 ਉੱਤੇ।
ਦਰਦ ਤੋਂ ਆਰਾਮ ਐਲੋਪੈਥਿਕ ਦਵਾਈਆਂ ਖਾਣ ਨਾਲ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਪਰ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਸਾਈਡ ਇਫੈਕਟਸ ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਨੈਚੁਰਲ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਸਪਲੀਮੈਂਟਸ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਦਰਦ ਨੂੰ ਜੜੋਂ ਖਤਮ ਕਰਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਾਰਕਸ ਫਾਰਮੇਸੀ ਦੇ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਬੋਲਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਟਾਫ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮਦਦ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਨ। ਇਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਟਸ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਹਰ ਹਿੱਸੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਭੇਜਦੇ ਹਨ। ਅਪਾਇੰਟਮੈਂਟ ਬੁੱਕ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ 604 596 1774 ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਵਿਜ਼ਿਟ ਕਰੋ 8035 120 ਸਟਰੀਟ ਡੈਲਟਾ। ਦਰਦ ਨੂੰ ਜੜੋਂ ਖਤਮ ਕਰੋ।
ਭਾਰਤ ਪੈਸੇ ਭੇਜਣੇ ਹੋਣ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਮੰਗਵਾਉਣੇ ਹੋਣ ਤੇ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਫੋਰੈਕਸ ਨੂੰ ਤਸੱਲੀਬਖਸ਼ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਰੇਟ ਦੇਣ ਦੀ ਇਹ ਗਾਰੰਟੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ 6043491313 ਉੱਤੇ।
ਲੈਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਨਵੇਂ ਤੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਅਪਲਾਈਐਂਸਸ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਸਟੋਵ, ਓਵਨ, ਫ੍ਰਿਜ, ਵਾਸ਼ਰ ਡਰਾਇਰ, ਮਾਈਕ੍ਰੋਵੇਵ, ਫ੍ਰੀਜ਼ਰਸ ਜਾਂ ਡਿਸ਼ਵਾਸ਼ਰ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਪਹੁੰਚੋ ਪ੍ਰੀਮੀਅਮ ਅਪਲਾਈਐਂਸਸ ਤੇ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ 3 ਬ੍ਰਾਂਚਸ ਸਰੀ, ਐਬਟਸਫੋਰਡ ਤੇ ਚਿਲਵੈਕ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਨ। ਇੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵਾਜਬ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਅਪਲਾਈਐਂਸਸ ਮਿਲਣਗੇ। ਇਹ ਡਿਲੀਵਰੀ ਤੇ ਇੰਸਟਾਲੇਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਪੈਕੇजेस ਫॉर ਬਿਲਡਰਸ ਐਂਡ ਹੋਮ ਓਨਰਸ। ਕਾਲ 6045904140 604 590 4140। Once again, welcome back to the program. Today's program has been sponsored by Best Home Kitchen Cabinets. ਘਰ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਾਨ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਚਨ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਸਟ ਹੋਮ ਕਿਚਨ ਕੈਬਨਿਟਸ ਲੋਅਰ ਮੇਨਲੈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਜਾਣੀ ਪਛਾਣੀ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਹਨ। ਕਸਟਮ ਹਾਈ ਐਂਡ ਘਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਮਲਟੀ ਯੂਨਿਟ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟਸ ਇਹ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ। ਹਰ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਕੈਬਨਿਟ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਬੈਸਟ ਹੋਮ ਕਿਚਨ ਕੈਬਨਿਟਸ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖੋ। ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ ਸੁਰਜੀਤ ਤੇਸੀ ਨੂੰ 6045918171 604 591 8171। ਸਾਡੇ ਅਗਲੇ ਸਪਾਂਸਰ ਹਨ AMC ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ। ਹੋਮ, ਆਟੋ, ਟਰੈਵਲ, ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ, ਲਾਈਫ ਜਾਂ ਰਿਕ੍ਰੀਏਸ਼ਨਲ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਲੈਣ ਦੀ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ AMC ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਤੇ। They have 9 branches in the lower mainland to serve you and they're open 7 days a week from 8:30 a.m. onwards till 9 p.m. For more information call 604-507-6666 604 507 6668. Today we are talking to Dileep Nigam, a motivational speaker and author and a success coach, and our focus is how to develop good relationships, because relationships are the foundation for any success, and until unless we know the art of developing that kind of friendship, that kind of relationship, then life might be, as we discussed in the first segment, that for short term we might think we have succeeded, but ultimately that success won't last for long. So let's continue with our discussion and get back Mr. Dileep Nigam. So Mr. Nigam, before the break you were talking about how you need to start understanding that it shouldn't be a short term thinking in your mind that you want to just use that relationship for some gain, but that trust, that foundation of love, affection, how you can further develop and what we ought to know more.
Absolutely. Now, moving forward, I want to use a word called selfless love. Now, आप ये सोचो हरप्रीत,
जी,
अनकंडीशनल लव। एक मदर और बच्चे का रिलेशन क्या होता है?
जी,
मदर लव्स अ चाइल्ड सेल्फलेसली, अनकंडीशनली।
या
ना उस मदर के अंदर जब वो लव करती है, उस लव में कोई इनहेरिटेड वो नहीं होता है। मतलब मेरे को क्या चाहिए, मदर को ये नहीं चाहिए, कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए मदर को।
Right.
Mother just serves a child as a mother. That's it, without expecting anything. And that is called selfless love or unconditional love. It's all about, see, hota kya hai, when you love somebody with a hidden purpose behind, that's a different story. That's not permanent. But when you love selflessly, the relationships require you to love people selflessly. And you know what? It's like this. You can in any relationship, you cannot demand respect. You have to give respect to earn respect. Exactly the same way, if you want to be loved and love long term, you need to love the people selflessly, unconditionally, and that is what you will receive back. As I was saying, law of attraction says like attracts like. What you feel about people, take it for granted, you will get it back the same way. Depends upon, are you really positive, thinking positive about people? Right? Now, you may be, see, it's like this. कई बार क्या होता है, whether job हो, अपनी life हो, उसके अंदर हम कहते हैं यार ये आदमी ना बहुत ही, I'm not happy with him. The way he treats me very bad. आपने जितनी बार आप बोलोगे ना, आपके सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में वही जा रहा है बार बार। You will, whenever you see him around you, you say, man, this guy is here to bother me or trouble me.
Right.
Now, instead of thinking that, now I'm not saying he may not be bad for you. He may have scolded you sometime, maybe have upset you sometimes for whatever reason. But you know what? Remember one thing, every person, the way every child is born with a positive in him, some strengths in him. Likewise, every person also has inherited or inside him certain positive elements. Whenever you feel bad about somebody, take a piece of paper and write down 5 gratitudes for him. These are the 5 things I like about him.
Right.
The moment you do that, put aside what is negative about him. Take a piece of paper and write down, I'm thankful to him because when I was sick and my wife was sick and she needed me, he approved my application for leave. There will be instances the moment you focus on positives of a person, you start coming out positives, and you will be surprised that it will not be 5 positives. There will be tens and tens of positives in the past,
Right.
which you will be able to write down. It's all about thinking positive and identifying positives about a person, and that is what will lead to a good relationships in future.
Right.
Because more you feel negative, more you feel the grudge. It's like this. I was reading a book recently, and it said the grudge against anybody is like you carrying a burning coal on your hand. And I want everybody to consider this and really absorb this thought in the mind. If you have a grudge about anybody, now what is in your hand is your own self-control, on your own thought process, control on your own thought process. Imagine that you need to forgive him and forget the whole story. It happened, it's a past, you can move forward from there.
Right.
But remember one thing, what I said just now, you consider if you carry a grudge against somebody, consider that you are carrying a burning coal, only you will hurt yourself.
Right.
So the sooner you drop that coal off, or sooner you drop the grudge, sooner you will a new path of journey of relationship with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with that message, I want to talk about a few success formulas which I believe they are very vital.
Sure.
The first success formula is 3 A's formula. 3 A's formula.
Yeah.
And 3 A's goes to say, one is accept, appreciate, accept, appreciate, and admire. These are 3 A's.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what does the first one say? A, accept. Accept people as they are.
Right.
Don't try to change people. Change yourself.
Right.
But accept people as they are. And as I said just now, identify the goodness in people. And that will bring you close to him or her.
Mm-hmm.
It could be your son. It could be your daughter. It could be your daughter-in-law. It could be your colleagues in the office. It could be your boss. Or it could be your employees. Anybody. You look for good in people and accept as they are. Allow them to grow and excel and improve in these areas of weakness. Ask yourself, are you perfect? Nobody is perfect. I'm not perfect. You are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. But if us on the positives of the people, strengths of the people, accept they are, they first of all, it increases the self-image of the person.
Right.
And it says, you know what, this person really appreciates me. And this leads to the second A, which is called acknowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Acknowledge, and then third, appreciate. Acknowledge is what? Acknowledge the positives of this person.
Okay.
Accept, he comes on time. Great. You like it, you say that. Saying is very important, Sometimes we keep the thoughts and expressions in our heart. We feel good about people, we never express that. Be bold to express that. Because you know what, as a boss, sometimes we think if we say too good about him, he'll start expecting a great increment from me. And I might lose my job if I applaud him too much in front of my superior. So there's a hidden competition in your mind, junior also. Oh my God, I hope my position is safe or my chair is safe. So you don't want to talk positive about my junior to the senior, to your senior, because you're not feeling secured yourself, right? 3 A's: accept, appreciate, admire, and appreciate.
Absolutely. While we focus on the third aspect, before that, let's go for a break. But what you have said is very important. Acknowledge everybody in the presence of. It should be open, but reprimand someone alone. But it generally happens the other way. We reprimand people in front of everyone, and then relationships get sour. Let's go for a break. We'll come back and we'll start from here only in the last segment as to what is the third aspect of A and what else should be brought in. What are those ingredients by which we can have good relationships?
ਸ਼ਾਈਨ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਡੈਂਟਲ ਕਲੀਨਿਕ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਸਤਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੇਖ ਰੇਖ ਹੇਠ ਆਧੁਨਿਕ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਦੰਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਹੀ ਕੇਅਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਦੰਦਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਫ਼ ਕਰਨਾ, ਕਰਾਊਨਸ, ਬ੍ਰਿਜਸ, ਡੈਂਟਲ ਇੰਪਲਾਂਟਸ, ਰੂਟ ਕਨਾਲ, ਡੈਂਚਰਸ, ਬੌਂਡਿੰਗ ਅਤੇ ਵਨੀਰਸ, ਐਕਸਟ੍ਰੈਕਸ਼ਨਸ, ਬੋਨ ਕ੍ਰੈਫਟਿੰਗ ਆਦਿ ਸ਼ਾਮਲ ਹਨ। ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਡੈਂਟਿਸਟਰੀ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਮਾਹਰ ਹਨ। ਇਹ ਇੰਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਕੰਪਨੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਲੀ ਬਿੱਲ ਭੇਜਦੇ ਹਨ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਘੱਟ ਤੋਂ ਘੱਟ ਚਾਰਜ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਵਾਅਦਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਫॉर ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਸ਼ਾਈਨ ਐਂਡ ਸਮਾਈਲ 604 503 0320 ਤੇ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ। ਕਿੰਗ ਜਾਰਜ ਸੁਪਰ ਸਟੋਰ ਦੇ ਕੋਲ, ਯੂਨਿਟ 370, 7488 ਕਿੰਗ ਜਾਰਜ ਬੁਲੇਵਾਰਡ, ਸਰੀ। ਛੋਟੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟਸ ਤੱਕ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰਨ ਲਈ ਮਸ਼ਹੂਰ ਹਨ ਜੇਰੇ ਸਟੋਨ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਵਾਲੇ। ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਟ੍ਰੈਡੀਸ਼ਨਲ ਕੰਟੈਂਪਰੇਰੀ ਜਾਰਜੀਅਨ ਮਾਡਰਨ ਲੁੱਕ ਦੇਣੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ ਜੇਰੇ ਸਟੋਨ ਨੂੰ, ਜੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਾਬਲ ਸਟਾਫ ਨੂੰ ਭੇਜ ਕੇ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਐਸਟੀਮੇਟ ਦੇਣਗੇ। ਸਟੋਨ ਟਾਈਲਸ, ਅਰਬਨ ਸਟੋਨ, ਮੋਲਡਿੰਗਸ, ਐਕਸੈਸਰੀਜ਼, ਪਿਲਰਸ ਆਦਿ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਸਟਾਲ ਕਰਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਮਹਾਰਤ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਹਨ। 25 ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਵਾਰੰਟੀ, ਮੇਨਟੇਨੈਂਸ ਫ੍ਰੀ, ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਅਪਰੂਵਡ ਟਾਈਲਸ ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਵੇਖੋ। ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ 6046149231 ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਵਿਜ਼ਿਟ ਕਰੋ ਯੂਨਿਟ ਨੰਬਰ 500, 1515 ਬ੍ਰੌਡਵੇ ਸਟਰੀਟ, ਪੋਰਟ ਕੁਕਟਲਮ। ਵੈਨਕਾਸਾ ਟਾਈਲ ਅਤੇ ਸਟੋਨ ਸ਼ੋਰੂਮ ਇੱਕ ਐਸੀ ਥਾਂ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੋਲਸੇਲ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਹਰ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀਆਂ ਟਾਈਲਸ, ਸਟੋਨ, ਮਾਰਬਲ, ਬੈਕਸਪਲੈਸ਼, ਮੋਜ਼ੇਕ ਆਦਿ ਵਾਜਬ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਮਿਲ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਟਾਲੀਅਨ, ਸਪੈਨਿਸ਼, ਚਾਈਨੀਜ਼, ਪੋਰਸਲਨ ਜਾਂ ਸਿਰੈਮਿਕ ਟਾਈਲਸ ਜਾਂ ਮਾਰਬਲ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਆਰਡਰ ਤੇ ਜਾਂ ਕਲੀਅਰੈਂਸ ਤੇ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਮਾਲਕ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟ ਟਾਈਲਸ ਇੰਪੋਰਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ, ਜਿਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਕੁਆਲਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਸਮਾਨ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਦਾ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਵਿਜ਼ਿਟ ਕਰੋ 130428 84 ਐਵਨਿਊ, ਸਰੀ। ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ 604 330 7363, 604 330 7363।
ਕੁਦਰਤ ਦੇ ਸੌਮਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਆਯੁਰਵੇਦਾ ਰਾਹੀਂ 5000 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਬਣਾਏ ਗਏ ਹੈਲਥ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅਪਰੂਵਡ 100% ਸ਼ੁੱਧ ਆਯੁਰਵੈਦਿਕ ਡਾਇਟਰੀ ਸਪਲੀਮੈਂਟਸ ਦਾ ਲਾਭ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਸਟ੍ਰੈਸ, ਐਂਗਜ਼ਾਇਟੀ, ਇਨਸੋਮਨੀਆ, ਬਲੱਡ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ, ਕਿਡਨੀ, ਬਲੈਡਰ, ਹਾਜ਼ਮਾ, ਆਈਸਾਈਟ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਦਾ ਆਰਗੈਨਿਕ ਇਲਾਜ, ਜੋੜਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਦਰਦਾਂ ਤੇ ਸਰੀਰਕ ਮਸਾਜ ਲਈ ਕਈ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੇ ਆਯੁਰਵੈਦਿਕ ਤੇਲ ਵੀ ਉਪਲਬਧ ਹਨ। ਹੋਲਸੇਲ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਲਈ ਕਾਲ 604 628 2003।
ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਅਗਨੀਹੋਤਰੀ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਕੰਸਲਟਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਨਵੇਂ ਹੋ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਵਿੱਚ, ਟੈਂਪਰੇਰੀ ਸਟੇਟਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਣੀ ਹੈ, ਪੀਆਰ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅਪਲਾਈ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, ਅੰਤਰਰਾਸ਼ਟਰੀ ਵਿਦਿਆਰਥੀ ਹੋ, ਸਿਟੀਜ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਣੀ ਹੈ, ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਹਾਇਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਫੋਰਨ ਵਰਕਰਸ ਨੂੰ, ਐਕਸਪ੍ਰੈਸ ਐਂਟਰੀ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਸਪਾਂਸਰ ਕਰਨੇ ਨੇ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਜਾਂ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ, ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਿਪੈਂਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਨੀਰਾ ਅਗਨੀਹੋਤਰੀ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ 2006 ਤੋਂ ਸਰਟੀਫਾਈਡ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਕੰਸਲਟੈਂਟ ਵਜੋਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ। She'll provide you honest and reliable information, and she also teaches immigration courses at the University of British Columbia. You can call at 604-597-2284, 604-597-2284 ਉੱਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੋਨ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। Let's get back to our guest, and we are focusing today on the relationship aspect as to what are those factors by which we can strengthen our relationships. And the third point, what Mr. Nigam was talking about before the break, acceptance, acknowledgement, and the third is admire. So Mr. Nigam, what would you like to focus on this particular aspect?
You know what? If we really look at people and start areas of where we can admire, you'll find a lot. Right. But you need to be intentional about it. Certain things in life, you need to be really intentional. And relationship building is another process area where you have to be intentional. John Maxwell has something called law of intentionality. And intentionality means certain areas or aspects of life, you have to be really intentional. Relationship is one of them. You need to take the initiative of appreciating, applauding people for whatever they are, for their goodness in them. They help somebody, appreciate them in public. Be open about it. Sometimes we are very quick in saying, you should have done this. Pointing fingers at people, you should have done this, but we are very slow in acknowledging what people are good at. And in a team building process, or even in relationship building with our personal friends, relatives, and even our own family, it's extremely vital that you appreciate and acknowledge and applaud people. Now, because the time is running short, I want to give another very important formula. One is 3 nevers. I gave 3 A's. Yeah. On the positive note. On the other side, there are 3 nevers. You should never use these 3 words and apply these in your own life. And they are: never condemn, complain, or criticize. We are very quick in that. Numerous times we feel our survival rests on these things, especially in the office environments. People think survival of the boss depends upon how quickly you criticize your juniors. Absolutely wrong. Give it away. Put it aside. Put it in the dustbin. 3 words will redefine your relationships. Never criticize, complain, or condemn people. If you can stay away from these 3 words, you will see your relationships flourishing. And focus on 3 A's. Now, the last one, which is very critical, I want to give another 4 words, which are the magic words. And the magic words are thank you, I love you, I admire you, and I need you, or I value you.
Right.
Thank you, I love you, I admire you, and I value you. Use those 4 words and you see the magical change in your relationships. Ask yourself, when did you last use these 4 words for anybody? Remember, revisit your thoughts in the past 1 week or 3 days or 5 days. When did you last say that? When did you last say that to your wife, I love you? Or when did you say that to your child, I love you? I love you for who you are. That's important. I love you for who you are. Not who I want you to become, but I love you for who you are. Means I accept you as you are, and I love you for that.
Right.
And that is what will completely try those thoughts. It's all about managing your thought process while building relationships and consciously putting that effort, and you see the magical change in your relationships.
Right. Mr. Nigam, these are wonderful, concepts what you have shared with us. I would just like to touch about that gratitude journal, which you talked in the first segment. Now, many times we think, what difference is this going to make, just writing it down? But from your experience of writing all this, the law of attraction, what you talked about, what changes can this bring in one's relationship?
As I said, remember one word. The book Secret or the movie Secret,
Yeah.
they talk about law of attraction. And law of attraction means like attracts like. What you think, what you speak, you will attract the same. What are you trying to do in the gratitude journal when I write? I write, thank you, thank you, thank you for this good thing which happened in my life today. I'm grateful for waking up in the morning and waking up happy and healthy. I'm grateful to sun for making a great smiley sunny day today, but because I feel happy inside. I'm grateful to my legs, feet and knee for being healthy because I'm able to walk and do all my personal chores myself.
Right.
Because there are many people who can't even walk and they have to carry a stick. I'm grateful for my happy and healthy heart and my lungs because there are people who possibly are suffering because of COVID. If we show that gratitude and you write these in the gratitude journal, you know what? Take it from me and take it for granted that it will multiply. More you write, more you attract it.
Right.
Because writing seeds a thought into subconscious mind. And you keep speaking that every day. You get up in the morning and I say that to myself. I thank the universe. I thank God. I thank the universe for what I am today. Thank my network, thank my friends, thank my wife, thank my children. And that is what completely transforms the life. You have to experience, you have to try it, do it, and then experience the results of it. Try it for 1 month. What is going to happen? More you write, more you're saturating your subconscious mind with positive elements of life. Thankfulness will bring more of positives to you. If you have not practiced that, I would say start practicing it.
Right.
You will see the magic. My telling will not help make it happen. Your writing will make it happen because you're basically seeding subconscious mind every single morning, talking of the gratitude. You're thinking of what positive happened. Now, you can talk about positive or gratitude even before it happened, what you wanted to happen.
Right. Well, that is again a very big chapter on which we can do another program. But definitely the A's, the C's, and the 4 last words what you have said. If we start following those, our relationships can prosper and we can become successful in developing good relations. It was a pleasure as usual talking to you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, thank you, thank you a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Nigam, and I love you, I value you, and I admire you for the success of this program. Thank you very much once again. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. So, एसन साढ़े मेहमान दलीप निगम ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਹਰ ਮਹੀਨੇ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਤੇ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ, ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ। ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਛੋਟੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਐਵੇਂ ਹੀ ਮਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਰੰਜਿਸ਼ਾਂ, ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਿਠਾ ਕੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪਸ ਆਪਣੇ ਖਰਾਬ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ। ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ 3 A's ਨੂੰ ਅਡਾਪਟ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਹੇ, accept, appreciate, admire, ਤੇ 3 ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਛੱਡ ਦਈਏ, complain, condemn ਅਤੇ criticize, ਤੇ 4 ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਅਡਾਪਟ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ, thank you, I love you, I admire you and I value you, ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੀਏ ਤਾਂ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪਸ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਹੋਣਗੇ। ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਸਾਥ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਮੰਡੇ ਟੂ ਫਰਾਈਡੇ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਦੇ 7 ਵਜੇ ਪੈਸੀਫਿਕ ਸਟੈਂਡਰਡ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਮੁਤਾਬਿਕ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦਾ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਬਣਨਾ ਚਾਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਕਿ ਕੰਟਰੀਬਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲਿਆ ਕੇ ਆਮ ਜਨਤਾ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ ਬਿਹਤਰ, ਤਾਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਸੰਪਰਕ ਕਰੋ। ਐਨੀਵੇਅਰ ਫਰਮ ਦ ਵਰਲਡ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਮੀ ਐਟ WhatsApp 604-603-7555 or you can email me at harpreetsingh@gmail.com। ਇੱਥੇ ਲੈਣਾ ਆ ਗਿਆ, ਫਿਰ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਹੈਵ ਅ ਸੇਫ ਈਵਨਿੰਗ, ਸਟੇ ਹੈਲਦੀ ਐਂਡ ਇੰਜੋਏ ਯੋਰਸੈਲਫ।
ਘਰ ਇੱਕ ਐਸੀ ਥਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਹਰ ਕੋਈ ਆਪਣੀ ਨਿੱਜੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਸੁਨਹਿਰੀ ਪਲ ਯਾਦ ਰੱਖਦਾ ਹੈ। ਉਹ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਉਹ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰਿਆ ਜੀਵਨ ਬਤੀਤ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਪੂਰੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਜਦ ਕਿਸੇ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਨੂੰ ਸਜੇ ਹੋਏ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਬਦਲਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ। ਨਵੇਂ ਘਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫਰੇਮਿੰਗ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਫਿਨਿਸ਼ਿੰਗ ਤੱਕ, ਡ੍ਰੇਪਰੀ, ਪੇਂਟਿੰਗਸ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਡੈਕੋਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਅਸੈਸਰੀਜ਼ ਤੱਕ, ਤੁਸੀਂ SK ਹੋਮ ਡਿਜ਼ਾਈਨਸ ਦੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਫੈਸ਼ਨਲ ਸਰਵਿਸਿਜ਼ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਸੁਪਨਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਨੂੰ ਹਕੀਕਤ 'ਚ ਬਦਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕਰੋ ਸੰਦੀਪ ਕੌਰ 6048259295।
ਪਾਪਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਕਿਉਂ ਉਦਾਸ ਹੋ?
बेटा, तेरे चाचा दी कोरोना वायरस करके डेथ हो गई है क्योंकि उसने मेरे कहने के बावजूद भी टीका नहीं लगवाया।
ਚਾਚਾ ਜੀ ਤਾਂ ਪੜ੍ਹੇ ਲਿਖੇ, ਸਿਹਤਮੰਦ ਅਤੇ ਰੋਜ਼ ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਨ, ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਟੀਕਾ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਗਵਾਇਆ?
ਉਸਨੂੰ ਡਰ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਟੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਮਾੜੇ ਪ੍ਰਭਾਵ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਸੁਰੱਖਿਅਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ। ਹਾਲਾਂਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਮਝਾਇਆ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਸਭ ਅਫਵਾਹਾਂ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਇਹ ਟੀਕੇ ਵਿਗਿਆਨਿਕਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਡਾਕਟਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਅਤੇ ਖੋਜ ਦਾ ਨਤੀਜਾ ਹਨ।
ਪਾਪਾ ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਦੇ ਮੈਂਬਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਟੀਕਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਲਗਵਾ ਲੈਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸਿੱਖ ਹੈਲਥ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਅਪੀਲ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਵੈਕਸੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਵਾਓ ਅਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਾਲਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਟੀਕਾ ਲਗਵਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੇਰਣਾ ਕਰੋ। ਆਓ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੈਲਥ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਇਸ ਮੁਹਿੰਮ ਦਾ ਹਿੱਸਾ ਬਣੀਏ।
ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸਮੈਨ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕੀ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ? ਸੁਖੀ ਬਾਟ ਮੋਟਰਸ ਦੇ ਓਨਰ ਸੁਖੀ ਬਾਟ ਨੂੰ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਸਮਝ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਇੰਟੈਲੀਜੈਂਸ ਦਾ ਉਦਾਹਰਨ ਇਹ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕਾਰ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਖ ਸੁਖੀ ਬਾਟ ਮੋਟਰਸ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਸਰੀ ਦਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਟਰੱਕ ਸੈਂਟਰ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲੋੜ ਦੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੋੜੀਂਦੇ ਟਰੱਕਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਗਾਈਡੈਂਸ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਸਪੇਸ, ਮੋਡੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਫਿਊਲ ਐਫੀਸ਼ੀਐਂਸੀ ਸਭ ਨੂੰ ਧਿਆਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸੁਖੀ ਬਾਟ ਟਰੱਕ ਸੈਂਟਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਟਰੱਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਟੌਰ।
Karen thought she won a gift card, but we had a much bigger surprise for her. We rise by lifting others. The Sant Motors.